Hi guys, it's Ugo and welcome back to another video. Today is the Bookish Advent Calendar day number 6, and today I'll be reacting to 5 stars reviews of my worst books that I've read of all time. Because I don't have a lot, which is good. But I have a couple that I will be reacting, and I will be try to understand why people love them so much when I hate them so much. So this is gonna be interesting, don't you think? So let's start with a book that I hated, and my colleagues on the Genre Soup Book Club hated too, which is In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. We gave it 1 star. So there's a lot of people who love it, and famous people here on BookTube, but let's see what the 5 stars have to say. Well, consider me impressed. It's been ages since a psychological suspense novel has blown me away, but that's what exactly In My Dreams I Hold a Knife has done. This is definitely a character-driven story, but don't let that convince you that it's slow or boring. Between alternative plot lines and timelines and POVs, things are keeping mysterious until the moment the author chooses to reveal what happened on the fateful day in the East House 7 final year of college. When I wasn't reading the book, I was thinking about it, feel equally invested in the characters' backstory and daily interactions as I was in Heather's death. Part mystery, part coming of age, these somewhat unlikely characters with challenges to become you the best way possible, and perhaps convince you feel for them just a bit by the end. I cannot wait to discuss each one of readers. I believe this is a top read. I can't, like... First of all, I didn't consider this to be a thriller because I don't remember reading multiple POVs. It felt just a lot like only her, and she's like, oh, I was so unpopular, I was so this and also this, and everyone wants me. We felt it was more a romance than a mystery, and things were like, I couldn't, like, it was slow, it wasn't that fast, it wasn't slow. The alternative timelines, it was not that much, but the coming of age is stupid. Like, they didn't come, she didn't change in all this time, so the coming of age story is like, you need to change to say that. And they are totally flawed, yeah, but you don't feel sorry for them anyway. Okay, this book is fascinating and mysterious in all the same ways the people who seem untouchable are. But what those on the outside who don't see this is the narcissism, ambition, jealousy, desire, and rage. This story thrilling captures those exact imperfections and untouchable people desperately try to hide, and as readers on the outside to see how destructive false princesses can really be, and unravelly dark academia at its best. No, like, yes, they are very unlikable, and like I don't think they've considered them untouchable. They are narcissistic and jealous, and there's definitely some ambition, but like besides that, one of my favorite thrillers of the year. All the characters are so fleshed out, and it was such a great mystery trying to figure out what actually happened in the past. No, I couldn't care less. We couldn't care about. The writing style is not great. Like, I love the writing style with the jumping back and forth in time, and I love that it's mostly told in Jessica's POV, but we also get single chapters from some other characters. I love that Jess is very morally great character, and she's super flawed and hard to root at times. It made her such an interesting protagonist. She's not interesting, she's boring, she's just a narcissist and someone like, girl, you're being accused of murdering someone, try not to be the main character of your story, please. You're trying to get murdered and you are still like, I'm gonna be a star, I'm gonna be famous, everyone will know me. Wake up. And definitely the characters, the single chapters were not that interesting. The love triangle was horrible. Like, the end is so stupid, like they ride on a bike till sunset. I couldn't, like, this book is so awful. I read these reviews and I'm like, did we read the same book? Like, did we really read the same book as I did? Because sometimes I feel like I'm not reading the same book, because this one is like, I don't know, I see most of the reviews like, it wasn't for us. Like, if you say it wasn't only me, I would say, okay, totally get it. It was 4 of us. And it's like, super hard for us to get in sync. Okay, this one summarizes, I think, everything. This was so good, and I actually was obsessed with the romance. I love how this book went through all the characters to see who really have murdered their friend in college. I actually really enjoyed the heroine and see how broken she was. Her childhood led her to being obsessed and being the best, and this book took a hard look at how it really affect and break a person. I just loved the mystery and I couldn't stop reading. And I think this summarized because this book is not a mystery. It's definitely first a romance and then goes to the mystery, because the mystery is also existence, because we spend more time in the romance and who fucked who than in the actual plot. We moved to a book that was my first NetGalley read, and is The Hunting of Bren Wilder by Wendy Webb, and I hate it. Like, I hate it. This book is like, look at this cover, you'll say like horror thing like that, and it's about a romance, and I have a review here, but let's see what people 5-star think. I love every word and every page. This ghostly tale is not scary at all, but will tug you at your heartstrings and make you cause a tear or two. It's a great gothic suspenseful feel and a must-read of gothic lovers. That's the point. The Hunting of Bren Wilder with this cover, and it's about romance. Where is the hunting? Where is the blood? It wasn't creepy at all, it wasn't nothing, it was just a romance with ghosts. For example, another one. This was a great read, not exactly what I had in mind when I started reading it, but it turned out to be better than expected. It tells from one point of view, and it's a quick read. It's not a typical hunted type books. Great storyline, it definitely hits your emotion in some places. I felt zero. I'm just or stone cold bitch, or I didn't feel anything. Bren is having dreams that felt real. She ran to Hawthorne to try to rest and revive herself after the passing of her mother. She becomes part of a family that she never expects and meets her soulmate. It summarized really good, the book, but the hunting and finding a soulmate, I think after this most people would like to get hunted to find their soulmates. And that's the thing, it's sold as a thriller, and this person says, The Hunting of Bren Wilder, it isn't a thriller by any means, but it's a haunting, atmospheric, gripping, romantic, mysterious gothic fiction that explores love and loss with a little bit of paranormal ahead in it. It takes place in a touristy town, one of the Great Lakes, and guess who lives in a tourist town in the Great Lakes? I have read great reviews about Wendy Wood books, so I'm gonna check some of them out too. Yeah, no. It's like, it's sold out as a thriller, and it's set on NetGalley as a thriller, and I think that what I'm angering the most is like mystery, horror, nothing has horror, it doesn't have mystery, it's definitely just a fiction, paranormal, gothic romance. It doesn't have mystery, doesn't have thriller, doesn't have anything as it should said it had. Okay, we move to one that really pissed me off, and is Summoner's Scribe by Anna Reis, and I got this arc, and most people love it, and I hate it. And I'll explain why. This book is supposed to be 200 pages, 200 something. It says, inspired by Supernatural, Howl's Moving Castle, and then she claims she's fan of George R.R. Martin and Sanderson. You know how you feel if you read a book by the end, and then the author starts to write prequels about fantasy, and you're like, why would I want the back of the story if I already know how it ends? Every single stake and every single action, it's already predetermined by the end. That's what I feel. But let's see what people said about it. Okay, I read this novel in one sitting, not because it's short, but because it could put it down. And yes, no, it's short. I was reading and I was like, it's already 50% and I feel like I have nothing. I was compelled by the mystery and by the characters since the first chapters. The author is really good at giving us characters that feel real and whom we can relate. Characters are not that good. Honey, who is lying to you? Even though they live in a fantasy world and have magical powers, although this story is short, I feel like the characters make sense to me and I found myself rooting for them from the beginning. Yeah, it didn't make sense. The characters you could say, but you don't get backstories. You don't get, she's like, oh, she was a great assassin, and I remember that. And then she couldn't because she had like a block, and you don't get any information about that. Building was amazing for such a few pages. Like, what world building? We don't know nothing about the book. We know that she had like great powers and she was like super straight assassin, and she has like this magic that is locked, and we don't know anything else. Like, really? Did you read the same book? And although we don't get a lot of explanations and how we really understand the magic system, it's still worth it. The world building was amazing. But we don't get many understandings or explanations, but it's amazing. You see the problem here, or it's just me? Maybe it's just me, right? Maybe it's just me. I'm too mad. Okay, another one says, it's so captivating. At a certain point, I found myself lost in this world, and you only know what happens when I'm completely artless focused on what I'm reading. And the writing is so accessible and easy to comprehend. It's only make me feel this book is even better. Yes, the writing style is very simple. It doesn't have like a lot of hard words or a very flourish style. That's what makes it easy. It stressed me out so much, I swear this almost killed me. The only thing that I thought was less good is the fact the book is too short. The author didn't give much information all at once, so certain parts got lost, and also became a little confusing. I felt that both universe and characters could have been more explored, but that didn't make my experience read bad or at all. I just wanted more about my babies. So you don't know anything or almost anything about, and you said this is good. And what I thought interesting is that some people who did these reviews are fans of fantasy books like I do, like Sanderson, and then it's like you put a 5-star Sanderson in the same level as this one. She has some problems defeating this witch, and then in the book she finds a solution and kills her. And I'm like, this would be like the end of a conflict of an 8-book series, and it was that easy? That easy? Not so for me. Last one. For this one, the characterization is amazing. You just end up rooting for the main character, Lau and Adam, just a few minutes after knowing. The plot is solid, and if you like Space book, this one is... I don't think it's solid. It's like you have a mission to find this grimoire and to kill this witch, but you don't know why, you don't know where, you don't get information about what happened before, why she's after you. You don't get a lot of that information. And this is a thing. She's like a summoner because she's a fan of Final Fantasy, and I get that. And especially, for example, I love Final Fantasy X Yuna because she's a summoner. But, like, it's not a well-constructed plot. It's not a thing that will captivate you. It's not a thing that will say, oh, it's the best thing ever. Like, the world building is so lacking. The characters are so fast. And you don't understand anything. It's like, oh, I have this power. Kill her, yeah. No, that's cool prequels. Doesn't make sense. Let's go to a favorite of the channel, shall we? The Spanish Love Deception. I gave it 2 stars. Let's see why people love it so much. Okay, let's start with this one. I read this early this month and I wait to post closer to the release date tomorrow. Okay. I guess I should be more specific. I haven't thought about Aaron ever since. Lol. I never fell in love with the character more quickly, more obsessively. He's pretty dang perfect. Because his only features are tall, strong, and blue eyes. And black hair. And she describes him like this 5,000 times in the book. His blue eyes are piercing, his blue eyes, he's so tall, he's so tall, he's so tall, he's so tall, he's so strong, so strong, so strong. The story will play as well with the slum burn, enemies to lovers, and fake dating tropes. Faking dating, I agree. Enemies to lovers, I don't agree. He clearly loves her. Like, if you hate someone and you go to a trip to a fake wedding in Spain, don't you see that is not compatible? It's not a situation that I have to work with you. It's a situation that he clearly loves her, so it's not enemies. And the things she hates is things that she heard and she never told. So it's a hear-to-hear thing, and it's like grudging. It doesn't make sense. The tension between Kimi and is off the charts. It really helps for those who are fan of slow burn. There's also a lot of deaths in the story. I think it has topics of trust, grief, family, pressure, and sexism in the workplace. The book is reliable and so much enjoyable. I remember some parts of that, and I think it's part of the final part of the book. Some accusations of that, of sexism and pressure on the workplace. But Alina is so dumb. It's so dumb. And for someone who is an engineer and on STEM, she's so dumb in every level. It not gives a good portrait how people are in STEM. This book has no business in this good. It cured my depression and made me like men. And after reading half of it, I thought it was okay, it will be a 4-star, but no. Colonized my heart. Such a cute romance with the perfect happy ever after ending. I I'm in love with this guy. I can never. He's the one I'm gonna use before bad scenarios. Perfect man telling you the bar is it's too high now. So basically, he's the epitome of a perfect man that doesn't exist. Most of the reviews I see is like the thing is, oh, he's like the best. He's about the man. It's like because he's so great, you don't see the flaws. But okay, this one is honest, and I adore this book. It was just what I need right now. If you love rom-coms, I really recommend you check this out. While Lena's character drove me completely nuts, occasionally I still love her and her storyline. This book gives you all feels good and light-hearted fun read. Yeah, so whilst it may drive you nuts, for me drive me nuts 2 times or 3 times more because she was not enjoyable as a character. She was so obnoxious, so oblivious, so like, I'm an engineer, so I don't know about my feelings. We don't touch that in engineer school. Okay, the last one I'll be react is Here to Us by Becky Bertelli and Adam Silvera. I love the first one. I hated the second one. And it's the review I think I had more dislikes here on the channel. So let's see. Okay, I think this is the thing. This is everything I wanted and more. The ending was perfect. Ben and Arthur are 2 of my favorite characters I've ever read and I hold them dearly to my heart. I relate to Ben in so many levels. Him, a white passing Puerto Rican, me with a high passing Mexican. I found comfort in Ben because of the way he shares so many of the same feelings about identity and about world sees us and how we fight the fact we are Hispanic. And Arthur, my ball of sunshine, I adore Arthur so freaking much. He's one of the cutest ever. I always look forward for his POVs and getting his crazy all over my face. The 2 of them are freaking special. The story and them, they're freaking soulmates. That's the thing. I think the end of I think it's the epilogue. I think it's the epilogue of this book should be on the first one because it will tie it up everything. You could make like 2 chapters, like 10 years later, how they find each other on the because they are in relationships that they broke up because we remember 2 years ago we fall in love, and then like Arthur was so obnoxious. He was so not growing up after 2 years. He was still obnoxious as he was in the beginning of the series. No. I like the end. Like the epilogue, you could keep it. That's why he's a 2-star and not a 1. But like, okay, well. This duology has redeemed itself. Everything that the first book lacked, tension, death, show up beautifully in this book. I don't agree. I don't agree there was death. Especially in Arthur's part, it wasn't no death. Tension between them was because it was awkward because they were in relationships and they still want to be together and they were not man enough to break up things. Seriously, it caught me off guard. There was even a chapter where I had to pause the audiobook because my entire heart was broken and I had to collect myself. My entire heart was broken because this book was not what I thought, and it broke my heart because I loved the first one. I love every single character and I want to be best friends with them. Love the Whitney, Butter, Arthur, word vomit moment. Love the tension of the blue balling, the sugary goodness, quickie lifestyle. Everyone here gets a gold star. Someone get the Oprah me in the book deserves 3 cars. I like the last part. The last part is funny. But no, I don't know. It's not that I hate it, but it was not what I expected. It didn't deliver, and I think most people liked it, and he has a good quotation, I think. It's like 4.05, so I'm in the 4% of people that didn't like the book. But it wasn't for me. It was like, Arthur was too whiny, too childish, he didn't grow, so it wasn't for me. I just wanted to do one more that was like quick, not like 10,000 letters long. Okay, having reading What If to Us 2 years ago, as much as I love the ending anyways, always annoyed me. One hand, it was good not to have the usual fairy tale ending, but on the other, I read books for other fairy tale. When they announced the sequel, I was excited to do over, and the boys didn't disappoint. The book has a lot and the kitchen sink. Lovely main characters, only Ben. Hilarious side character Dylan, agree. Cute, they one day love story. We passed through that on the first one, so I found it was unnecessary. Happy endings galore. Yeah, the epilogue was the only good thing. And a wrap it up story that made me cry. I really fought this novel. I think, honest, I devoured 2 days. I couldn't stop. Yeah. So no. If you like the first one and you say you're gonna love the second one, you could be like me and you'll be very disappointed. So yeah, these were some reviews of books that I didn't like and people love it. So maybe I'm on the wrong side of story. No, tell me down below what are the books and how would you react to see 5-star reviews on books that you don't love. Sometimes you'd be like, did you read the same book as I did? Or you were like, did I miss a point? Tell me all in the comments. Don't forget to leave a like also and subscribe. Ring the notification bell, it's very important. I'm still doing my reading sprints on Fridays, and I have my book clubs down below if you want to join us for more reads. I have the quarterly pick already here on the channel if you want to see what book we are planning to read to January to March within the first quarter of the year. And I see you tomorrow with another video, okay? Bye!